Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and or get newer versions of other games that they're making, you can go to their Patreon. It's $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, we almost tore a bear's testicles off. Is that not a banned word, YouTube? But before that, we asked Brian the bear why he had the mirror on the table there, and it was because of perverted, sickening reasons. And Kudzu was outside the trailer because I was thinking between Let's Plays that maybe Clint saw us and was like, "Hey, Kudzu, this guy's over here, Chase. I think some bad shit's happening." Because it is. So Kudzu was outside. We're like, we need to go pee. Brian was like, suspicious, but we need to go poop. And he was like, well, I'll unbind you a little bit. At which point we made a break for it, grabbed him by the balls, and ran. Hyena. And Kudzu whacked him several times in the back of the head with something. Sorry, just my face. And continue. I don't remember much about the walk back to Kudzu's house, aside from stilted flashes of dirt and sagebrush. It's dark and hot, and my shirt immediately starts to stick to my sweaty fur. My legs are so numb that I don't even know if I'm moving them right. Kudzu has to hold on to me the entire way so I don't fall over. Crickets chirp all around us, but every few minutes I hear shouting and screams in the distance. Okay, I was kind of wondering whether or not they were right, but I guess they're right. Hope everybody's okay. Yay. I try to look over my shoulder to see if Brian is coming after us, but Kudzu grunts and tells me to keep watching my steps. Some circulation has returned to my legs, and I'm able to at least match Kudzu's stride over the uneven dirt road. Still, I feel like 1,000 needles are stabbing up my feet and legs in waves with every step I take. I'm genuinely afraid that I'm going to wake up any second to find myself still stuck in Brian's trailer, because we had a horrible dream where we got free, but then it was a dream. None of this seems real. I'm still watching my feet on the ground, so don't notice Kudzu's house until I almost kick the bottom step to his rusty trailer. Just the sight of the trailer is sending chills up my spine, even though Brian's trailer looks very different compared to Kudzu's. We stand at the front door for a while as the raccoon fishes through his pockets for his keys. It's made extra difficult with me hanging on him. I can stand on my own if you... Got it. Kudzu whips out a small, gold-colored key before sliding it into the lock. Once we're inside, Kudzu immediately kicks the door closed behind us before reaching back to turn on the deadlock. The interior of Kudzu's trailer is the opposite of its exterior. It's brightly lit and tidy, nothing like Brian's place. Nothing is like Brian's place, period. It's a little cramped, as any trailer would be, but the furniture is arranged neatly and the kitchen is spotless. Everything looks way newer than the trailer is on the outside. I imagine our raccoon did a lot of work to get it to look like this. Kudzu quickly guides me to a small love seat and makes as if to lay me down. I put a hand against his chest, feeling my stomach turn. Wait, I think I'd rather sit up. Do you need anything? Food? Or a drink? Kudzu's looking into my eyes with his dark browns, the brows above them furrowed in deep concern. I nod slowly, so as to not upset my stomach again. Just water, please. Sure. Kudzu quickly hurries off into the kitchen, and I slowly lean into the cushion behind me. I'm not tired at all, but I feel numb, and not just physically. My arms throb, and it feels like the leather straps are still bound to my wrists. It even feels like they're being pulled by an invisible force. Like, if I relaxed, my arms would float back up into that fixed position. I shudder, hugging my body, then look around, trying to find something else to focus on. I was gonna say we could probably hop back to Leo's place to get my cell phone, but, you know, we were caught at the diner. And it's weird how nonchalant things seem to be going right now. Like, hey, we're just having this nice little guitar while people are being murdered and people have been murdered and stuff like that. Grouping of 3 picture frames on the small side table next to the left seat catches my attention. From where I'm sitting, I can see Kudzu in one of them, beaming at the camera. It's actually kind of weird to see him smiling like that. There's an arm around his neck, and I start to lean over a bit to see who it is. Here, Kudzu appears in front of me again, holding out a glass of water. I strain back up against the cushions. Once I take the glass, he holds out of his other hand, with 2 white pills resting in the black pad of his palm. Acetaminophen, if you're in pain. I don't know what that is. I definitely am, so I take it and a glass without a word and swallow it down. For a second, my stomach sours, and I feel like it's gonna come back up, but only for a second. Kudzu steps back and watches me. Even though his face maintains its stoic, almost glare, I see his hands fidgeting together in front of his stomach. I nod weakly in the recliner across from me. You want to sit or something? Kudzu seems to consider, then walks over to the recliner. He sits on the very edge of the cushion, back rigid, continuing to stare at me. I take another sip of water, less this time so as to not upset my stomach. It looks like he wants to say something, but keeps silent, lips pressed together. I am just eager to know what the fuck is going on. And also see if, like, Leo. Kudzu watches me the whole time. What's wrong? Kudzu opens his mouth, then closes it, thinking before opening it again. Are you okay? Yeah, sort of. I mean, I'm not gonna die, I think. I'm not really sure if I'm completely okay. Everything still feels numb. My thoughts are sluggish too, and something that's been nagging at the back of my mind since I got here suddenly beams to the surface, bubbles. Did you call the police? I absentmindedly reach for my phone in my pocket, but it's not there. I have no idea where it is at this point. Was it still at Leo's house? I'm gonna have to ask about that, because we definitely I'm 99% sure we picked be at that one place, and then I picked be at that one place again when for some reason said we went to Leo's house, but you know. There's a tight look of concern on Kudzu's face. Phones aren't working. Even my landline isn't working. That would be worrisome. Cause like, cell phone towers, when I lived in West Texas, there was at least once where the cell phone towers didn't work because somebody that worked at some oil company that has some bad record that also, you know, works at the Dakota Access Pipeline, that company, I think it's Energy Transfer Partners, knocked their vehicle into the cell phone tower, which then knocked it out for the entire area. But then the landlines, that's a bit worrisome. My foggy brain tries to process this. What? Why did the phone lines break? Or something? Kudzu shakes his head. I don't know. Should we walk to my car? Or something? And drive to Peyton? Look back out the pitch black window. We need to tell someone right now. Janice. And Leo's still out there. I mean, I think by now Janice might not be in good shape, because she wasn't in good shape mentally when we first got her, she was not in good shape physically when we last left her, and the town's going crazy, and it's been Quite a while? There's no way Janice hasn't been found by now. There should be police everywhere. Where's the cops? I turn back to Kudzu, feeling sick again. Kudzu doesn't say anything, and he's still got a strange look in his face, like he's trying to figure out how to tell me something. Finally, he stands up. I'll figure something out. Listen, I think you need to get some rest. I frown. But we need to get someone out here. What if Brian comes after me? I sink in on myself at the thought, feeling goosebumps erupt over my arms. Kudzu steps close to me, and awkwardly reaches out to put a hand on my shoulder. You'll be fine. You want to lay down on my bed? You know, that does make a good point. Like, personally, if I was Chase, I'd be like, okay, we need to find Leo ASAP. But then, now I'm just like, besides that, if Brian's still alive or anything like that, they know where Kudzu is. And they could surmise where we are, so we need to GTFO. I don't say anything, my head still trying to catch up. It's a waterbed. Kudzu adds, as if it makes the offer more tempting. He thinks, who has a waterbed in, like, what was this, 2000s? Like, 2010 plus? You hungry? I have some muffins. It might help you get to sleep. I shake my head. What? No, I want to get the fuck out of here. A loud pop makes me jump and I stand up. I'm not sure what I'm about to do, but Kudzu reaches out, gently, to hold on to me before pulling me away from the window. Faintly, I can hear some shouting outside, but it's far away. What was that? Is someone shooting? I look at Kudzu, starting to feel desperate. He puts an arm around me, at the same time moving towards the end of the trailer where the big bed is tucked in. I don't know. A lot of things are happening right now, so I think we should stay here to be safe, okay? For now, at least. I hold on to the raccoon, unsure of what to do. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if I'm not sure what the fuck's going on, but I probably wouldn't want to be in a place where people know where people live. You know what I'm saying? If we have any survival stuff, might want to just go out into the bushes and chill for several hours. Because there's a lot of desert. Listen. He holds me by both arms, and I look back at him. You gotta trust me that we can't leave right now. I'll explain it all after you've rested a bit. He pauses. I can tell you're not really here right now. Here right now? You'll be better once you wake up, alright? The thought of laying down is tempting, despite feeling like I'm going insane. If I sleep, I don't have to think, just blink my mind and rest. My head is buzzing, and I feel like laying down might straighten things out. Kudzu gently but firmly forced me to sit down on the bed. Despite his slender build, I could feel the strength in his lean muscles. What about Brian? And Duke? Kudzu slowly pushed me back down the bed, the water underneath the surface sloshing faintly. I haven't been on an actual waterbed for years. Carl used to have one. Where's Carl? Where is everyone? I want to go back to the motel and find my friends again, but Kudzu seems adamant on keeping me here. I got Leo's gun. I saw it on the ground when I went to check on you guys. He must have been able to tell from the look on my face that I'm not at ease, and because he reaches out again to rest a hand on my chest. It's still awkward, but it's comforting at least. I'll be here all night. Nothing's gonna happen. It does make me feel better. At least well enough to maybe get some sleep. Okay. I stare at the ceiling as I lay back. I still feel numb, but in a way that helps me blank my mind. In what feels like less than a minute, I pass out. I feel like I keep if I keep walking along the train tracks, I'll be able to find my way out of here. I make sure to walk in the middle, using the planks like stepping stones. Steel rails on either side of me feel like some sort of barrier, a protection to whatever it is that's out there. I feel a presence in front of me, though a sort of pressure that builds as I continue to walk. Looking up, I can see that it's coming from that weird grove of trees, and that bunch up around the train yard. Something is crouched in front of that grove, staring at me from the trees. It's a tarantula! I keep walking, though, because for some reason, I don't feel like I have anything to worry about as long as I stay on the tracks. I notice something else behind the hunched figure. A few bulky objects hang from the trees. More tarantulas. I know what they are before I can make them out. I keep staring at them as I draw closer, ignoring the thing that's watching me as I do, hearing it breathe as I pass it. Oh, I gotta scratch my nose. Sorry. Now I can see that there are several bodies hanging from the trees. Oh, I thought it was tarantulas. Is this a dream? Maybe, probably. They're of all shapes and species. Some hang by their necks, others by a wrist or ankle. One of them passes me with a few feet, and I notice that it doesn't have legs, both of them cut off at the thigh. So dream. It's a wolf, and he dangles by one of the stumps. Blood stains his dusky, cream-colored pants and shirt, all the way up to his face. I was thinking it might be a character from the smoke room, but that's like added from a different time. It's not the 50s. As I pass him, he slowly turns on the rope, as if he's following my progress. I look down at the corpse's face, the mouth hanging open, eyes wide. It's like he wants to tell me something important. I can feel my body again, but it's numb and heavy. Slowly, I open my eyes to see the beige ceiling of Kudzus' trailer. I flick my eyes to the right and see Kudzu there, but only his back. He seems frozen, like he's in a photo. He's not even breathing. I can't see the window very well from here, but from the small corner I see eyes. When I wake up, Kudzu is next to me on the bed, his back to me, one of his ears folded under his head. Having been with Leo for a few years, I know that can be pretty painful when you wake up. Ear under his head? So I reach out and try to slowly adjust Kudzu's ear from under his head, but he immediately wakes up. He makes a funny snoring sound before suddenly jerking up halfway off the bed, looking back at me. I smile sheepishly. Sorry, I was trying to fix your ear. Kudzu reaches up, poking at the ear. Ow. Thanks. I notice on the bedside table, there's a small plate with what looks like a blueberry muffin on it. Kudzu notices and reaches out for it. You want to eat? I ate a couple earlier myself. I didn't realize how hungry I was. He lowers his ears. Still one left, though. I ate like an entire bag of muffins. I only store muffins in trash bags. It's... Don't ask about it, it's a raccoon thing. My stomach has settled for the most part, so I take a plate from him. Thanks. It's still dark outside. From what I can see, did we sleep through the whole day? I mean, I can't really tell. I thought it was nighttime, but then it seemed like daytime, but then it's nighttime. I realized I've completely lost track of time. What time is it? Kudzu reaches over the bedside table, grabbing his phone. 2:30 in the morning. I rub my face. Did we sleep through the day or something? No, you're asleep for like 2 hours. Really? I felt like it'd been days since what happened at Brian's trailer. Yeah, I found you around midnight. Kudzu turns nimbly on his rear on the bed, facing me with his legs crossed. How are you feeling? I'm okay. Kudzu gives me a long, hard look. Again, he has an expression of wanting to say something, but he's holding back. What is it? Kudzu lets out a breath. Listen, I'm not gonna ask what happened with Brian, but if you ever want to talk about it, no, you can ask any fucking question you want, dude. I feel like I need to explain everything. This is not some kind of sex for crack thing, just saying. Talking about Brian is the last thing I want to do, and I can feel the threat of violent shivers coming up my spine just thinking about him. Kudzu reaches out with one of his black hands to rub at my shoulder. I mean, I guess if I was in that situation, I might not want to talk about it. I don't know. Can't say I've ever been in a situation like that. I've been in lots of situations, but none like that. Awkward and comforting as always. I have been through some stuff myself. Kudzu catches himself. Not saying I know what you went through, but I know that it can feel like something really fucked up happened to you. How it can feel, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Kudzu stumble over his words like this. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's comparable. If he, Kudzu trails off, seemingly stunned at his own lack of decent delicacy. For the first time since I left the trailer, I feel a little bit like laughing. I reach up to rub Kudzu's own arm, feeling like I need to comfort him now. No, it's fine, man. He didn't do anything like that. At least, not how you think he would. Not how you think he would, yeah. Kudzu watches me. I know he's not gonna ask, so I go on. He, has a thing for asphyxiation, I guess. Oh, jeez. Kudzu's eyes immediately go to my neck. I'm fine. It was just creepy. Creepy definitely doesn't begin to describe it. But I don't think now's the time to go into the details. I look out the window again, and aside from a few orange dots of light, from faraway lampposts, it's black. So, can you tell me what's going on now? Kudzu runs his hand through his head fur, sighing heavily and looking out the window with me. Sure you don't want to wait until morning? I really don't think I'm going to be able to fall asleep again. Honestly. Kudzu continues to stare at the window. And that's when I really start to wonder, what is that I missed? So, yesterday, about noon, is when I saw some weird stuff going on. Kudzu looks at me. So, I'm not saying it's space aliens, but basically space aliens. I wonder if there's ever going to be like a here's how things go, or like an explanation of what the fuck's going on between these two games, the Smoke Room and Echo. Because like the list of things, mental illness, because maybe it could be just turning down or something like that. Basically space aliens, something in the water like lead that just kind of hecks with you, or gas, I don't know. Some actual eldritch horror shit. It said something about quartz could be a thing, but being a geologist, that's bullshit, but, put that on the list. Yeah. Maybe scientific experiment of a horrible governmental type. Your friend, TJ, he came kind of jogging up to the road. Mine flashes back to when I saw TJ running past the diner. I hadn't had a time to really figure out what he was doing before Duke barged in. He said someone was after him and that he needed to leave. Probably Flint. He talked to you? Where is he? I feel the fur prickling up all over my body. The thought that TJ might be out there, somewhere in the chaos, is terrifying. How could someone like him survive that? I'm certainly doing a terrible job. I don't know. He asked me if I had a car, but I don't. So he kept on up the road. Up the road? There's nothing past Kudzu's trailer, aside from Carl's house, and that's over a mile away, Well, you guys do walk a lot, so just saying. Carl would be probably a fine place if he's coherent. But Carl doesn't have a car anymore. Maybe he's just he's just staying with the Ram? I hope that's the case. After he left, though, when things really started going crazy. Kudzus shakes his head. You know Dale? Nope. Yeah. Do we know Dale? Dale is the only other otter in town now that my family has left. Oh, so your parents moved out. Huh. So that's when they brought up Dale. Okay, I was like, who the fuck is Dale? A while ago. He was walking up the road with a fucking shotgun, pointing around and stuff. Is that out of the ordinary for Dale? I want to get back on the topic of TJ. If he went up the road, away from the town, we could still find him. But he was bleeding, he had cuts on his leg, and his jeans were all ripped up. Oh. But he knocked on my door. I didn't open it, but he yelled, though, through it, saying that there was a meeting in the center of town. Kind of meeting. I fucked up one, apparently. Anyway, I went over to Leo's house to see if he was home. Then I saw the window. Kudzus rubs the back of his neck, his ears lowering. Obviously, I knew some bad shit had happened, but I had no way of knowing what. Anyway, I went to the town center, hoping I'd see you two there, but just getting there was crazy. Kudzus looks back at me. Jeremy's house was burning, and Janice's house looked like it had been broken into too. Who's Jeremy? Jeremy's house? That was Jen's house. Wait. Back up. Janice's house. Okay, Janice is the cook. Jenna, yeah, Jeremy. But Jenna wouldn't go back to her house, I wouldn't think. I didn't run into anyone until I got to the townhouse. The whole thing's just getting bigger and bigger. While I'd been in Brian's trailer, everything had been falling apart outside. But why? What's going on? Kudzus shakes his head. I still don't know that, even after they told me. Who? The older guys, Mark, and the mayor, said something about this happening before. That it was our turn, or something. Our turn? What does that mean? Kudzus shakes his head again. I don't know. They just said it happened to their grandparents. That we had to be ready. Ready? Did they tell us what to do? Said to pray. Is that all they told you? Basically, acted like there was nothing we can do about it. And, Kudzus pauses. What? They also said we can't leave and showed us a body. Kudzus stops talking. I stare. Like, a dead body? Kudzus swallows and nods. What's going on? I feel my voice rise in pitch, and Kudzus puts up his hands as if trying to quiet me down. I don't know, but there were some weird cuts on the body. They said we can't leave because something out there will stop us if we try to leave town. I stare at Kudzus. Like a serial killer or something? They wouldn't say. They acted like it's a monster. Well, then they're lying, right? Kudzus is quiet for a moment, then shakes his head. After everything I've seen, I just don't know. Well, I think trying to figure out what the hell we're going to do. Well, we need to find Leo, at least. Kudzus nods, like he's already thought about that. Then maybe get to my car, At least try to leave? Kudzu doesn't say anything to that. But if you can't leave, for whatever reason, then we at least have to find the rest of my friends. You look at Kudzu. Well, I do. I don't know what you're going to be. Kudzu gives me a wry smile. Well, I don't have anywhere else to go, aside from out of here. Besides, I owe it to Leo to get him out. I feel a warm rush of relief flow over me, knowing Kudzu will be with me. I don't think I'd be able to do any of this alone. So we're going to get Leo? Kudzu nods. Well, I am at least. You should really stay here, get some more rest after what you went through. Of course, I'd rather stay here and hide until Kudzu comes back, but Leo tried to save me back at the diner, risked his life to do it. After everything Leo done for me, I owe him too. No, I'm gonna go with you. Kudzu shakes his head. I don't think so. It'll make things easier if it's just me. Kudzu shifts, looking towards the kitchen. Besides, I have Leo's gun with me, in case something goes wrong. He was my boyfriend. I can't just sit here while you save him. Kudzu pauses. Listen, I know Leo, and I know he would never want me to bring you into something like this. Yeah, well, Leo's not wanting me to do something never stopped me before. Getting defiance like this is making me feel better. It gives me purpose again. Kudzu looks like he's about to shake his head again, but I continue. Besides, it might help things. One of us could go in while the other distracts Duke, or something. Kudzu looks unsure, so I press my advantage. And if something goes wrong, one of us would be there to help the other. Kudzu pulls at one of his whiskers. Maybe, if it's just Duke there. He might not even be there. He might be at Brian's trailer, or somewhere else around town. Kudzu sighs, then looks me right in the eyes. Are you sure you want to do this? I'm not, but I nod anyway. We're not going to give you a choice thingy. Sunday. Sunday. Well, with us being at that 30-minute mark, I think that's a good time to call it. Ooh, woof. Also, did we get a Sunday mark when it came to the other ones? I just want to gauge how much time we got left. Hyena. Skippo-moto. Yeah, you. Endless mooches. Would it give us a Sunday thing? Whoops. I didn't see that. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, guys. I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, or otherwise if you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow. Okay, kind of quickly runs past it, but didn't feel like that day was Sunday. If you like, yeah, and spay new your animals. And if you want to play this game, it's free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, Patreon, $3 a month. And until next time, another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. So thanks and see ya.